get him in. Nice one. What's going on, guys? This is Gene Jensen, and in this video, I don't care if you're a bank fisherman or have a boat or a kayak. I'm going to show you how I take my kids fishing and how I almost guarantee that they're going to catch fish. So to start with, I'm going to put in the cards, I'm going to put a couple of videos, links to a couple of videos. One of them is going to be basic knots, because you need to learn the Palomar knot for this one. And then the second one is going to be a video where me and my wife talk about how to teach kids how to fish. And I'm going to cover a few of those things in this video. The first thing is to come to the lake understanding that you are not the one fishing. You're not the most important one. Leave all of your tackle at home. Don't plan on fishing. Don't plan on catching fish unless you're lucky like me and you got a daughter who all she wants to do is reel the fish in. So if all she wants to do is reel the fish in, then I get to set the hook and hand her the rod, which is fine. It's just fine. I love it. I've done it 100 times and it's all right. But if your kids are those who want to cast and do everything that way, then you are the bait person. You're the one that puts the crickets and the worms on the hook. You're the one that holds the hook. You're the one that takes the risk of getting hooked if they set the hook on you, that kind of stuff. But you are their guide is the biggest thing to understand. And yes, it is stressful. And they get upset when they're not catching fish and the other one is. And they count and they keep numbers. And it's just one big thing after another. But it is a lot of fun. So springtime into summer is the best time to do this. And you go, basically, if you're bank fishing, you just work along the bank and just keep fishing until you start to get bites. Let me show you the rig I'm doing. You can use their Barbie pole. You can use whatever fishing rod it is. I like to use a medium light or a ultra light rod for bluegill fishing. Light line, whatever line's on the rod is fine. But I've got a different kind of setup. I put a bell sinker, or you can pinch the sinkers on the bottom, some type of weight on the bottom of the line, and a few inches up you tie a Palomar knot. It doesn't matter with this one whether the hook is upside down or right side up or anything else. And then I use crickets. I don't like worms, and do you know why I don't like worms? Is because I get mud all over my boat and all over my hands when I use worms. But you can use them. Don't get the big earthworms. You're looking for red wigglers, small little worms. The hook is an Aberdeen hook. Okay, either a number 8 or a number 10. So just a small little Aberdeen hook. This one used to be red. It doesn't matter what the color is. And this is how you hook the crickets. You hold the crickets in, this one's dead already, but hold the cricket in your hand like this. And you just like that is all I do, because I have a rule. It's called the 5-second rule. You throw the bait in the water, and if they don't bite it in 5 seconds, you move it a little bit. You let it sink all the way to the bottom, 5 seconds, and then I just barely move it. And wait, don't get bit, 5 seconds, I barely move it. These bluegill are so aggressive, even the little ones will absolutely wreck it. And yes, they're gonna eat a lot of your crickets off the hook. That's a lot of fun. You teach your kids what a bite feels like, and you're just having fun with your children. The other way to do it, just catch fish, is to hand somebody a reel. Oh, look at her, she's over there playing in the water. Juju, you want to reel this one? Oh, John, there you go.
Oh, come on. 7 million casts, and I want to. Well, I already have 22, so.
You're gonna break the rod. Swing it up here. Oh, it came off. No, it didn't.
No.
All right, swing it up here.
Come on.
All right, so let me show you guys how to hold a bluegill. Okay, for those of you who have never done it. Okay, you're sliding the bluegill up between your thumbs and your fingers. Okay, and then you're just squeezing, and that lays the fins down so they don't poke you. They may poke sometimes if they flop. You just take the hook out, and you can keep the fish or throw it back in the water. We're here fun fishing. I've got plenty of bluegill in the freezer. I don't need to keep any more, according to my wife. We have enough, and so we throw them back in the water.
Good job, Juju. 20 seconds.
Get it, Juju.
I got him. Feels like a tiny one.
All right, stop reeling. Lift the rod up.
And there we go.
Beautiful bluegill. Take the hook out.
Are we gonna double
I
up?
really ought to cut the barbs down on this, but that's not too bad.
What's your problem? I had it biting the crap out of my cookie.
So set the hook.
And then when I literally
Oh, let me
lifted
turn this
my
around. I
arm
can't get the handle on it.
What?
Get the hook out. No, it's fine. I just couldn't get the angle. All right, so one thing that's really important, and I say it in the other video, but I'm gonna say it again. When your kids get bored and they say they want to go home, I usually let them ask twice. When they say the second time that Dad or Mom, I'm bored, pack up and go home. That time will, that distance of time from the time you start to the time they get bored will get longer and longer and longer the more you take them fishing. And so, and it can be 15 minutes. Now for Juju, I brought books for her to read.
I bought books.
Oh, she brought books for her to read. and you know, games and stuff like that, that's completely up to you. But there's another rig that you can do. Okay, that's a lot of fun, and you see a lot of people do it. I don't like to do it because it gets hung up a lot. It's a bobber, and what you do is you get a bobber and you put it, you know, 4, 5, 6 feet above the hook, then put a sinker about 18 inches lower, and then the hook down at the bottom. The reason I don't do it because I want that bait, I want the sinker to sit on the bottom with the bait just above the bottom where the bluegill are, and that's where they're going to bite it. And that's the reason I use this rig over a bobber rig. But the thing is you got to keep the line tight. So I'm going to let it sink down to the bottom. I'm going to hold my rod up till about 10 o'clock, and I'm just going to let it sit there with the line tight and just wait. There's a bite, and I set the hook. And if that line wasn't tight, I would not have been able to feel that bite. And I forget to give it to my daughter because I'm having fun. Swing it over here, baby girl.
And you don't reel it in too much or it breaks.
That's right. And you don't reel it all the way to the tip of the hook or tip of the rod, or the rod will break when you lift it out of the water. So make sure they're having fun. Oh, you do. Uh-oh, I think we caught all the fish.
I feel something tight on my end all the time and it's not doing anything.
Nope, we didn't.
And start.
I'm already going.
Come on, Jordan.
All right. So that's pretty much all there is to it when it comes to just taking the kids out and going fishing. And remember, it doesn't have to be a giant fish. It can be any size fish. Every fish is a trophy to a kid. But it sure is a lot of fun. What do you think, Juju?
It's pretty.
It is a pretty fish.
I still don't want to touch
But take your kids fishing. But like I always say, what do I always say? Anyway, here goes. So like I always say, be sure to introduce somebody to fishing. Introduce them to my channel. Let me help you teach them how to fish. More importantly, get out on the water, go out and catch some fish, and have a great day. We'll see you.